communication would benefit from a word or tense that means almost definitely. It's specifically useful for the future, for future intense. I speak from the perspective of someone with chronic illness, the suicidality that comes with that, and the fear of time that comes with that. The illness is chronic. Oh, autistic too, so I communicate really clearly and everyone fails to understand it because of their communication disorder. I still get questions about the future, and the way English refers to the future is with a certainty that's often not logically justified. Look at this. The future will be sad and painful. That's a rare cert. I've actually reached the future since saying that and can confirm, but anything else about the future ends up speculative. I could say, next week I will go to Wolverhampton. I can fully intend that. I can have a specific plan, coordinated with others, but until I'm there, I can't know if it's certain. The car could blow up. Wolverhampton could blow up. I could blow up. So I autistically end up saying I intend to, or I expect to. I have plans to, because the basic structure of the language leaves us potentially lying. If I said it as assert, I'd set up the possibility of having to apologize to everyone I misled. I know that's a self-imposed rule about honesty that nobody really needs, that people don't take all certain statements as binding contracts, that apparently if you don't mean to lie then it doesn't count as a lie. But I can't adjust my understanding of fair communication to permit deception. Past tense or generic present stuff won't have this problem. It's already happened or is happening, easily passing the bar for what's real. The future doesn't have this privilege. In this is my understanding of any misinformation as harmful and immoral when most would just not think about it. I consider it a contract we make when we bother to communicate that the content should be either honest or funny. Even there, honest isn't necessarily the same thing as true, but it ought to be. I trip up on the future thing quite often because I keep attempting to communicate with humans. Look at Facebook events where you're interested or you're going. I really struggle to click going, maybe largely because I can't guarantee I'll be well enough on the day, but also because I don't know if I'm going until I've gone. People definitely claim to be going when they mean interested at best. I can prove it by how lonely I am. But what's a better word than going there? Nothing in our language is concise and definitive enough, so we settle for the potential lie. Not everyone takes stuff that seriously. The bravery of going somewhere and committing to something can be incidental to others. It feels serious to me because of the definite statement made, I'm going, as that odd present tense, future tense thing. This can lead to situations where you hear someone make a commitment, believe them, then experience the expectation whiplash of their neglect. Well, they don't even remember saying it. What a disappointment for you. I do tend to meet my future commitments for better and worse. There's a lot of discomfort and anxiety on the way and no actual certainty until it's certainly happened. I pointed this out to someone at school 20 years ago and they suggested I invent a word to substitute for definitely when it's a full intent but there are outside factors. We cooperated, alternating letters to make the word renolent, renolently. You can also use it for present or past tense things you're almost certain of but not certain of. So useful. Really, I never liked it. Doesn't have an etymological basis, but maybe that's because our whole language fails to address these damn situations. Maybe some other language does, and a better researched video would go into that, or even bother reading what all the tenses are called. Leave a comment if you've got an example, but type it in the language addressed. Definitely means without doubt, 100%. Probably means over 50%, but probably somewhere between 60 and 90, possibly occupies the lower likelihoods. Surely is a funny one, meant for certainty, but more often used for doubt. My dad does the don't call me Shirley joke, even though I pronounce Charlie quite differently from the name Shirley. I'm not sourcing these numbers anywhere, just articulating my understanding. There's a big and very important gap there for most things in the future. Things we're quite sure of, but not quite sure of. 100% doesn't really come up much, but it has several words, while the one that's way more relevant has no word. You have to make an awkwardly verbose YouTube video every time you want to say it. Yeah, my dread and avoidance of the future makes this seem like it's just a me problem, but it's literally a gap in the language. It's possible that humans see future tense statements as expressions of entire intent rather than promises and prophecies, and if so, it's a shame that so many people are wrong and having a better time than me. I should come up with a solution. I should commit to Renolent, or like double the word probably into probably. I'll probably be there, or something like intentively. But I can't control language, except when I've done that. I have the influence of a YouTube channel most likely to appear in mental health training manuals. So my offering here is just an expression of the annoyance of this imperfection in communication. It's something we should really get better at, but won't definitely